You're listening to the Lux Life Discovered podcast, where we talk with people who are living a lifestyle that reflects their passion, because we believe everyone should be living their best life, their Lux Life. The show is hosted by Rick Steiner with Steiner Event Group, a premier national event planning company, and co-hosted by Shannon Richmond, the vice president of the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce. Today, we're having a conversation with Ian Clark, a non-local, and Conner Hollis, a native of Fort Walton Beach, Florida. How did a college student from Murray State, Kentucky connect with a Florida FSU native? You're about to get a fresh perspective from two young entrepreneurs who are working in Fort Walton Beach over the summer and attending college while preparing for their futures.
Okay, Shannon, today we have two very interesting young men with us today.
I know, I'm excited to hear what they have to say.
Ian Clark and Conner Hollis, as we mentioned in the intro, but Ian and I know each other from Murray, Kentucky. And we actually met at the gym one day, and Ian was nice enough to work out with somebody else to be his grandfather.
Aww.
And I thought about that later. I thought that is true, because it could be. If you would, we don't want to do the math, but it could be. And I kind of got depressed about it. So, but thanks, man. So, Ian is one of the sharpest young men I think I've ever met in my life. And not saying that because he's sitting here, but he just turned 20. He's very responsible. And so, Ian, we'll just start with you. Tell us about what year you are in college and just you tell us. Yeah.
Okay. So like Rick said, I grew up in Murray, Kentucky, and my senior year of high school, I took quite a bit of college credit, and then went to Murray State University, which is the local college in our community, and felt like I just didn't want to leave home, and all of my best friends and family are all in Murray, so felt like it was the right place for me to go and continue my education. So I continue my education as an accounting major there. I'm working toward the beginning of my senior credit now, and I'll have to take an extra year, so I will have enough credit to take the CPA exam. Mm-hmm. So I'll have to have 150 hours, and I'm sitting pretty close to 90 right now. So.
And 90 hours at 4 point, right?
90 hours at about 3.85.
Oh, okay. I thought it was all 4 points. So that's good.
So
good.
I had a pretty tough class this past semester. It was intermediate accounting 2, and took a lot of studying on top of my extracurriculars. It was pretty hard to handle. So I'm also involved in fraternity, Greek life. I've served as the recruitment chairman and the external vice president, and I'm currently I was in the Student Government Association, and I'm currently serving as a student ambassador. So I give tours of the campus to incoming freshmen, try to encourage them to come to Murray State. Just kind of continues to show my love for the campus and the city.
All right, and what fraternity?
I'm a Pike.
Okay, yes. Just want to get that. And then Conner, you're also a Pike, but
sir.
You're at Florida State, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my college career is actually a little different. So I graduated high school in 2018. Immediately out of high school, went to the Marine Corps, and I was in the reserves for 4 years. And I went to boot camp, all that. It took like a year, and then I was in Mobile, like whenever I had to go to my drill and stuff. But I started college at University of West Florida, and I was there for 2 years, but really school like a year and a half. And it was like, I started fall 2019, and then after 1 year, COVID hit, and we switched to all online, stuff like that. So my second year, in 2 semesters, I took 3 classes, I think 9 credits. So I kind of fell a little bit behind, but then I ended up applying for FSU and transferred over there this last year. So I was there for 2 semesters, and this could be my second year coming up.
Okay, and then you're a Pike there as well.
Yep, so I originally rushed at UWF.
Okay.
So I was initiated into Pike at UWF, met like a bunch of cool guys, like my pledge brothers and stuff. And then when I transferred to Florida State, I reaffiliated. So what it is it's kind of a cool process. I had to go in front of the whole chapter, like just myself. Like I dressed up, like wore a suit, everything. Like I kind of presented myself, told them like my situation, like who I was and everything. And then they have to vote on me. Like they already have a lot of members. Like, so you got to kind of prove yourself a little bit to them. So went in front of them, and then the next chapter that they had, they voted on me, and they voted me in. So
that's good. Wow. It's like an interview to be part of what you already are. Mm-hmm. I mean,
it was a little intimidating. I mean, I walked into the chapter room, and there's over 100 guys sitting there staring at me.
Sure.
I know, I knew a handful of them that I'd met previously and stuff, but it was a little intimidating for sure.
Yeah. And your chapter, you have how many members? Because
right now we're about 290.
So yeah, a little bit different than
we have like 70. So
but yeah,
big difference.
Well, I was at Seminole College, University of Arkansas, and when I was pledging, you could get your bids in the summer, so you didn't have to go through formal rush necessarily. So I got my bid the summer between my senior year of high school and freshman year of college. And at that time, you had to live in the fraternity house your first 2 years of college.
You had to?
Yeah. So it's completely reversed now. And so during formal rush, then you put the guys' pictures on the screens and stuff. And so glad I didn't have to go through all that stuff. It's just like, thank goodness I got my bid in the summer.
We have when we have kids come in, we have a whole room of people just sitting around all on computers and stuff. And as soon as people swipe their card, their name pops up on the screen and everyone's looking at social media. We're trying to find we're trying to find out who these kids are before,
right.
They're giving them bids and stuff. So,
and that's what I always tell people all the time, be careful what you post on social media because people are looking. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And then tell me how you guys met.
Do you want me to start or?
I'm going to get my spin on it.
You give your perspective.
Okay.
Because I was young, so I was just like, man, this dude's crazy.
Well, I haven't heard this one, so this has been good.
All right, so I do pontoon boats and jet skis and stuff, sometimes parasail in Destin. And last year I was working one day and Ian and a bunch of his family and some of his friends and stuff.
It was on my birthday last year.
On his birthday. They came and got a boat from my work and I sent them out and I just tell people how to drive it, the rules of the water, stuff like that, safety equipment, whatever. And then they came back and they're drinking a little bit. Ian was well, he hasn't had any alcohol yet, but they came back and we ended up talking and both found out we're both in Pike and stuff. So we kind of exchanged social medias and then just stayed in touch for a while. And then a few months, probably a month and a half ago, he calls me and was like, hey, I'm coming to Florida to live or to stay with, a family friend for a couple weeks. I'd love to hang out. And I was like, yeah, I'll show you around this and that. And he was like, I'm going to try to get a job there and stay for the rest of the summer. So he ended up getting a job and here we are. So.
Nice.
And I told Ian before he came down, I said, I have 4 contacts in the Destin area that I think would be good for you. And I reached out to all of them. They're all on vacation because what we forget is that this time of year is when, especially people in the event business and wedding, they take off. I mean, It's so hot. So everybody was out of town. And of course I knew you'd found a job. And you're doing chair service.
Yes, I am. So I'm working for the Sunset Beach Rental. So they do the beach chairs. They have multiple beaches between Navarre, Destin, and then Fort Walton.
Okay.
So I'm in Fort Walton now. I've been doing my training this week, and I actually had my first solo day on Saturday and made some good tip money. Really, actually, only from 2 people, actually. So, you don't get tips.
What ages were those women?
Well, they were older, and they were definitely older. So yeah, it's kind of stinks though because there's only 15%, 20% of the people you're waiting on all day will tip you, and the others just don't understand that we work for tips pretty much.
Yeah.
But the people that do tip, they'll tip over $50, and so if you get a few of those a day, plus your base salary for each day you work, it's pretty decent money, and
it's hard work too.
It's hard work from about 6 a.m. to 8:30, and then you start back up about 3:30 in the afternoon, and you go until 6, and that's just unloading the chairs, setting up, and then break down. But throughout the day, I'm chilling on the beach. I get to go skimboard. I actually met a professional drone flyer the other day.
Yeah.
He videoed me skimboarding. We get to go paddleboard and stuff. So
I need to put you in touch with the guy here. He's a professional skimboarder.
That would be awesome. I could use some lessons.
He was on our podcast, and he's from Arkansas originally, which is crazy. And so, but he travels all over the world and has sponsors out of, I can't remember who it is out of Destin, but then he's got sponsors out of 2 different areas in California.
That's
and
super cool.
So yeah.
This episode of Lux Life Discovered is brought to you in part by Steiner Event Group. Steiner Event Group is a national event planner that produces results for their clients. They offer event and wedding planning on any scale, hosting bridal shows, scouting talented models, and producing riveting concept photo shoots to help their clients expand their brands, products, and services. Whether you're a business professional aiming to take your brand to the next level, planning a corporate or private event, a bride seeking to have the wedding of your dreams, or a model ready to be discovered, Steiner Event Group is ready for you.
So Conner, what are you doing this summer?
So I'm doing the same thing.
Okay.
I still work for the same company. It's called Gilligan's, and it's just pontoon boats and like dolphin tours on jet skis, and you can rent jet skis by yourself and stuff. And then we have parasail also.
Okay.
So
what do you think as a local, because you grew up in Fort Walton, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah. What do you think of the summer when your home's invaded?
Well, now that I'm working in water sports, like I'm more glad just because it's more money, and it's now that I'm older, I kind of see more of the economy side of it, like
Right.
just people coming in and spending money at the restaurants, and it's making the whole area grow, and I'm kind of for it because I mean maybe eventually they'll fix the road so there's not as much traffic, but that's just the worst thing about it is all the traffic.
Yeah.
I mean, waiting to get dinner and stuff. I mean, it's summertime, so I get it. You're gonna wait anywhere, wherever you go, pretty much.
Right.
So
I have told Shannon before, being a local, non-local, the traffic really gets to me because, during the winter months when I'm working down here, it's easy to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tourist season hits, and then it's like it takes forever. And then I get mad, and then I realize I'm one of those people because I'm not a local. Yeah, I'm a local, non-local is what I call
but I
myself.
have the same feeling as you. Bring
money,
it on,
yeah.
Bring it to our community. Spend your money here. I'll sit in traffic all day long, knowing that our community is being taken
True.
care of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little frustrating sitting in traffic every now and then, but I'm kind of used to it at this point. Like I'm expecting it when I leave work that going home there's going to be traffic pretty much every time. So
Well, we had Larry Thompson on a few months ago, and he owns a company called Grand Slam Sports, and they do major baseball tournaments here during the summer. I think there's like 200 teams that comes in
Crazy.
from all over the country, and they received an award from the chamber for bringing in a little over $30 million to the economy. So
All those baseball
yeah,
players
so
and their families.
So we gripe about Larry, when we can't go somewhere or go eat, like thanks to Larry. No, just kidding. But
I still think the traffic's not as bad here as like somewhere like Miami or something. Like,
oh, true, yeah.
So, I mean, I like the small town vibe type thing, not like a big city or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Me too. So, Ian, you're going to have a hard time going back to Kentucky after being here for the summer, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am, I will. I
Yes, ma'am.
am pretty independent, so I do a lot for myself and everything. And I will say I've started to miss like my friends back home and stuff. I'm pretty secluded, other than Conner. I don't really know many people in the area. Conner's introduced me to quite a few of his friends, and that's one thing I was going to bring up. As soon as I got here, the 26th, Conner met me for dinner, like within an hour of me being in the area, and we just started hanging out after that. Conner has like been quite the tour guide, showing me more of the local life instead of someone that would come here for a vacation. And so we've been out to the beach. We went to a beach you can drive on and went out with some of his friends, watched sunset. That was probably the coolest day. We went to Seaside before that and rode bikes and longboards and stuff. And then he's taken us out on one of his pontoons, watched the sunset, went through the canals and stuff near the harbor. I thought that was one really cool thing. And
It's neat to see it from a local perspective.
it
Isn't
is, because now whenever someone asks me if I live here, I've always thought I fit the script for a local here. Blonde hair and always pretty tan. But now when someone asks me, I'm like, yeah, I do live here. 'Cause
Right.
Technically I do.
I do now,
for
yeah.
a while. But going home will be it'll be different because I've never been away from home for more than a week, and this will be like almost 2 months.
Wow.
So seeing my friends again for the first time, and like my dad and mom, stuff like that, it'll be different. But I've really needed this time to be like alone, kind of learn more about myself and use it to help me. So
Yeah. When he told me he was coming down and may stay if he found a job, I told him, I said, man, go for it. I just think that's absolutely awesome.
How about you want to
I was encouraging him too.
Yeah.
How about next summer? I bet he brings a ton of friends back.
So
You probably had a lot of people wanting to come down and visit you.
yeah, there are a lot of people wanting to come visit me, and I wish I was in a place I could just be like, yeah, you guys come on, we got plenty of room and stuff. So I have told some of my friends to go get a condo or something for a weekend.
Or stay with Connor.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
or stay with Connor. Yeah.
Connor's like, great.
No, Connor could definitely handle it. And so, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we've been coming down to Panama City Beach for several years and for 2 weeks in the summer. And then we came the week after Hurricane Michael. Mm-hmm. And we volunteered for that week. And that's when I met a lot of the locals and got to know the locals, and not just as an annual, tourist. And fell in love with the area. And then one of the ladies that managed the drop-off, she's like, you need to go by the chamber and meet Shannon Richmond. She would be a good person for you to know in Panama City Beach. And so,
I tried to tell you.
yeah, so I went by to meet her, and I came back to the condo, and Dad's like, well, how'd the meeting go? And I said, good. I said, I'm a member of the chamber now. She's like, you're what? And I was like, yeah, join the chamber. She goes, why? And I'm like, have you ever met Shannon? And so that's the best thing I've ever done. So then working here the last 2 years, I mean, it's, you get to see the local part of it, and it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
So
I agree. I definitely like being more of a local and doing more local things than someone that comes here just to go straight to the beach every day and then go out to eat and wait for
And
2
then go
hours
home,
to
yeah.
eat. And then, it's been really nice. It's been relaxing.
Yeah.
And I love this area. I definitely want to live in Florida one day.
Right.
And so this has been like a nice taste of what it would be like, and kind of to verify that I do want to live here. So
sure.
That's awesome. You'll never get this time back. I mean, this is
No.
awesome that you get to do this while you're at this age.
yes.
And I feel like when you're on vacation too, you kind of try to cram everything.
Everything, yes,
To like a
yeah.
week span. So when you're actually living here, you can kind of, you don't have to. You can go home and go to sleep. You know what I mean? Because
Right, now try to do it all, right. Yeah.
You don't have to stay up late trying to do stuff, go out or whatever. So
Right.
That's true. Because when you're here as a tourist, you cram everything in, then you need like a week vacation when you get home to recuperate, because you've just been, going nonstop the whole time. So what does the future look like for you? What are your plans?
Honestly, I never know. So right now, my degree that I'm pursuing is mechanical engineering.
Okay.
And I kind of want to work with electric vehicles, like kind of get on the developing side of them, just because I think they're the future. I think in 20, 30 years, everyone will eventually have one. And, I just think I want to get ahead of it now, like while I can and stuff. But also there's some days where I'm just like, maybe I'll drop out and go backpacking in South America. You know what I mean? I don't think I ever would, but I don't think my parents are like that too much. But
We'll cut that part out so your parents won't know that.
Yeah.
So no, I'm just kidding.
But
No,
yeah,
but
there's some days that
but see now I like things like that. My oldest son is pretty much a free spirit, and there were times when I wanted to wrangle him back in a little bit, but he's fine. He survived.
I gotta do
so.
that to myself. I gotta wrangle myself back
Yeah.
in sometimes because he mentioned it when he first got here. He was like, "Yeah, one of my buddies wants to go to Peru, for like a week, just do like community service, like hike, like whatever." And I've been hounding him for it, like ever since. I'm like, hey, let's just set a date and like get a plane ticket or something. Let's just go before school starts, But I don't know. It's just money and time, so we'll see.
Yeah.
So what do you? You're going to be an accountant. So what do
Yes,
you?
I really do not know how so I would like to be a CPA for a little bit, after I graduate. I'm really into the tax and stuff, so I would like to do taxes, maybe own my own tax firm one day. I think that would be pretty cool. And also I've looked into doing like the criminal investigation for fraud and stuff like that, maybe even trying to work for the government and be like an IRS agent. I know that's kind of like everyone's worst enemy, but I don't think I would mind that really. I really think it would be pretty cool to just do all of the deep diving and really investigate people's money and financials and stuff like that. So
Interesting.
That is interesting.
I know.
And also,
have to watch out for him.
There's also a part of me that might need to be reeled back in, like Conner said, where I think it would be super cool to just have this major as an accountant and kind of know where to put, how everything works behind the scenes, but just own businesses, own a restaurant or something like that, and then be able to eventually move on from working so much in the restaurants and let someone else run them. That way I can go travel and own a boat, go out on the boat and stuff like that every day.
Right.
So.
I also think there's so many opportunities nowadays, like to work remote, on your computer, and there's so many opportunities. I think it is possible to be able to travel and work at the same time. You just got to pretty much put yourself out there and find it.
This episode of Lux Life Discovered is brought to you in part by Steiner Event Group. Steiner Event Group is a national event planner that produces results for their clients. They offer event and wedding planning on any scale, hosting bridal shows, scouting talented models, and producing riveting concept photo shoots to help their clients expand their brands, products, and services. Whether you're a business professional aiming to take your brand to the next level, planning a corporate or private event, a bride seeking to have the wedding of your dreams, or a model ready to be discovered, Steiner Event Group is ready for you.
Well, and COVID's kind of helped that a little bit as far as, the people not going to the office, working on the home. You hear there are a lot of companies that can't get employees to come back because they can work from home, and, so that's some issues they're dealing with.
Freedom. Now they're kind of taking advantage of it a little bit.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be in a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
We'll leave that to Ian as long as he didn't look after us.
I kind of want to deep dive, so you're trying to build your social media brand and stuff, especially with the podcast and stuff. I kind of want to, what inspired you to do that?
I am, like I said, really just working down here, and I'm an event planner and also do weddings on the side, and that's what brought me to this area. And then meeting Shannon and the contacts that she's connected me with, and we do a lot of fundraisers for Beach Care Services, which I'm helping that charity with their main functions, and biggest one coming up right now is Dinner on the Bay, October 4th. But just seeing the talent here and the diversity of the talent, and it's from like on the podcast, we've had a national recording artist who's a DJ in 30A, and he does some amazing work, and so it's fun to learn more about him. We've had local artists, painters and everything, local entrepreneurs. I love networking with people and discovering people's talent, their dreams, and we get into the podcast, and the reason we don't do a script is because a lot of times what I would have brought the person in to talk about, we may not ever cover. It just kind of goes on different little tangents. Yeah, and
obviously you like
people
talking,
are just
so.
Well, thanks a lot. Well, you just finished this, okay? No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Well, see, I get a chance to talk when
conversation.
Well,
I mean.
yeah, Shannon, she really gets mad though because she wants to talk a lot. So,
if I want to talk, I just do this.
Well, not that. I just mean
I'm giving you. I told you I like to joke around, so I'm giving you a hard time.
I just love seeing how you guys have a passion at your young age, and you're not just like, I'll just sit back and see what happens. You guys have a plan, and that's. For your age, that's amazing. So I commend you guys you guys had really good parents to make you who you are today. But it's amazing that you're getting out and living your dream, but also doing it and having a lot of fun. So that's a lot of fun.
My passion's always changing though, so I'm still trying to.
As long as you're living out your passion, whatever that looks like.
whatever that day is for that day. Yeah. So but no, you have to, because I spent most of my life trying to please people and do what they wanted me to do, and I was successful but miserable. And my wife kind of brought me out of my shell, to be honest with you. And I'm not going back.
Successful and happy. So.
Well, yeah, we were always successful before, but it's just I was pleasing everybody else. I wasn't doing what I wanted to do, and never really gave myself that freedom to question. Like I would have never at 20 years old gone off and done something.
Lived in Florida.
So
and only knew one person.
Right. That's why when you tell me, I'm like, do it, man, do it. So.
I can really relate to you with that because I've always been a people pleaser as well, and just always working for people and doing everything I can to help my friends, my family, and all of my life I've always never wanted to leave vacation. As soon as we come to Panama, the Destin area, and it's time to leave, we're getting in the car and I'm like crying. I don't want to go home.
Yeah.
And so my dream has always been to live here for the summer, find a job, work on the beach, do whatever it is that can allow me to stay here for more than a week at a time.
Right.
And so since I've been doing that, I'm very happy with it, and I found it pretty cool, and I love the opportunity for sure. So I like it mainly because I finally did something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm really enjoying it instead of staying back home and working for the same thing, doing the same stuff all the time, and kind of working for everybody else. So.
Right. All right. Remind me again the company you're working for.
It's Sunset Beach Rentals.
Okay.
So,
and are you doing something?
So I'm working a lot with them. It's pretty much a 12-hour day, and then I had 4 days last week. I have off a little bit more this week, and then after that I'll be working 6 straight days. So I don't have a lot of time, but I did have the opportunity to get in with the Rave Coffee. It's like a Rave coffee truck. They sell coffee and bagels and stuff in Fort Walton. I just don't think I'm going to have time to work with them.
Right. Well, I'm saying the chair service, I know you probably got a cushion job with the pontoons, but no, I'm just kidding. But that chair service, that's some hard work. It is
some pretty hard work. We load up about 12 chairs, averages out a little over 200 pounds, about 8 feet out from each side of you.
Right.
So packing a pretty big thing there.
Yeah. So, well, good. So when do you guys go back to school? Late August? Or?
So my move-in date for my new apartment is the 17th. So around there, and then we start that week after. So it's like the 20th or something like that.
Y'all start that early?
Starts the 15th or 16th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Earlier, okay.
So I'll leave the area around the 10th to go home.
Leave on the 14th.
You'll probably leave crying.
Leave on the 14th. Yeah, I'll get home in time for next day. So
Yep.
Now he's telling me, he's like, you need to leave the beach, come experience the lake up there.
that's true. Yeah, he's out the lake all the time. So yeah. It's completely different than the beach for sure.
Also, I think you probably should flip-flop and then go meet all his friends and see how he lives and let him give you the local lifestyle.
Yeah,
of course.
I don't know how I could leave here, but
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
No, it's not like the pits of the earth. Come on.
What I want to do though is go visit Tallahassee, because I couldn't imagine going to a school like that, and especially being one of the best Pike chapters in the nation there. I want to, being a passionate Pike myself, I would like to go visit their chapter. So.
Well, sure, yeah. The fraternities at the larger colleges are different than.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, for sure. Well, good. I could go on a lot of tangents with that. So, but we'll stop there. But man, thank you both for coming in. Conner, it's nice to meet you. Like I said, just from Ian's social media, I felt like I already knew you and everything. So, definitely great to put a face with the name and to learn more about you. And Ian, always good to see you, my friend.
It's great to see you. Friend home away from home, right?
That's
there.
right. No doubt.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you guys came over today.
Absolutely.
So, anything you want to say?
No, I was
Ian?
so excited to meet them.
I know it. I told you it was going to be fun.
Yeah, you're very passionate about what you do, and I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That'll get you very far in life,
Thank you.
even though your passion changes.
Thanks for listening to the Lux Life Discovered podcast. Are you ready for your Lux Life? If you learned anything from this episode, be sure to leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast. We'll see you next week.